Our reading this morning is called For a New Beginning by John O'Donohue. In out-of-the-way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispered, heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, wondered, would you always live like this? Then, the delight when your courage kindled, and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be home in a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits the new you.
I'm mindful this morning of the adventure that the congregation has been on this summer, exploring a multiplicity of faiths and traditions of our wonderful world, including Judaism, Buddhism, Christianity, Wiccan, and womanist traditions, and atheism, which has long been welcomed in and celebrated in our Unitarian Universalist spaces. This adventure, celebrating pluralism and possibility, has me thinking of the many rivers that lead us here today, the many streams of experiences, faiths, and beliefs that join up to create a community united by our shared values. And I wonder if this adventure of encounter and transformation this past summer, I wonder what you have learned, how you have been changed. I wonder if your hearts have been opened by the invitation to connect and celebrate throughout this summer series. So often, throughout the world's faiths, water symbolizes a new beginning, a renewal of life and spirit, and a divine connection and clarity. In many Christian traditions, water appears in the baptism ritual that marks the entry into the Christian faith, the grace of God, and the prospect of salvation, the triumph of life over death. Baptism takes many forms. Some traditions invite baptism in a river, as Jesus was baptized in the river Jordan by John the Baptist before embarking on his ministry. I was baptized into the Catholic faith as a baby. My mother still has the little white frock I wore and pictures of family and friends gathered at that service. It's a reminder that baptism is also an entry into Catholic community as it comes alive in the parish. It is as much about this life as the next. In Islam, water is a purifier and woven into the holy preparations for worship and prayer as believers attend to the washing ritual. The ritual is a cleansing, a renewal, a humbling reminder that the cleansing of the body is connected with the cleansing of the spirit. Water, as it connects all life, is sacred, and it prepares the body and soul to welcome God. It shifts ordinary time to sacred time. Water from Mecca is the most sacred water, and pilgrims bring water home from the Hajj for blessings, healings, and new beginnings, such as marriages and the blessing and birth of children. Buddhism reminds us that water also symbolizes change and impermanence. Water is a shapeshifter. It can hold a quiet stillness, and it can rumble quick as a rapids and trickle as a stream. It can rain gently and storm dangerously. And life is like this too, a journey of change, balance, and surprise woven into a natural balance of the world. Muddy water reveals the lotus, and still clear water, a portal of insight into what rests beneath the surface, a changeable mirror into ourselves and into reality. As we celebrate the mysterious and sacred properties of water in faith traditions that find a home in Unitarian Universalism, we might wonder how water communion arrived here and discover that Unitarian Universalism has its own sacred water communion story. The water communion ceremony was born in, does anyone know what year? Oh, good. The water communion ceremony was born in 1980 in East Lansing, Michigan, my hometown. I wasn't there. By a group of Unitarian Universalist women exploring feminist theological frames and creating empowered feminist religious communities inside Unitarian Universalism. They were challenging patriarchy and power while centering community, connection, and imagination in their work together. The architects of the original water communion were Carolyn McDade and Lucille Shuck Longview. Here is an excerpt from that first water communion service, quote, "Celebrating now our connectedness, we choose water as our symbol of empowerment. As rivers and cycle release their waters and regain new beginnings, so do we cycle. For us as women, these beginnings are powerful, but not easy. But still we come to create and to celebrate and to live by the only spirituality worthy of our devotion, a spirituality that uplifts, empowers, and connects." The collective of women from across North America were invited to bring water from their homes to share stories and offer blessings. The water was commingled, and attendees were invited to take a sample of the water home, a reminder of the new community being born, their collective power, commitment, and resiliency. Over the years, water communion has become one of the most beloved rituals of Unitarian Universalism, an invitation for us to deepen and wade into the waters of our faith with intention and purpose, acknowledging the passage of time and the hope we discover coming together once again as seekers dedicated to a world of justice, love, and peace for people and the earth. And we gather in the presence of the windows that shape our faith, portals to the world and connections that grow us theologically and spiritually, aware that water flows from many traditions. It changes, it moves, it carves through stone, softening the rough edges. It reaches into the smallest places of our lives, a reminder of the intricacy and interdependence of creation. It nourishes and refreshes and renews and liberates life into the world. Today, our water communion marks a new beginning, a new commitment to each other, our covenant and our mission. It is a reminder that we are resilient, energized, and united in our values, and that we have the power to carve justice into the hardened heart of hate. We have the power to create spaces and places of rest and renewal, inviting weary souls to take refuge and be restored and renewed in a community of love and care. Today, we hold each other in our grief and our joy, our celebrations and our disappointments. There is a great adventure that awaits us. John O'Donohue reminds us out of the way places of the heart that are there for us to explore. And today we begin that wild unfurling into life, into the unknown, carried and held by the gifts that we bring and our openness to risk and to love. Beloveds, let us bring water to the altar of our shared humanity for the good of the world and be renewed. Let us share in this holy tradition of water communion.